Please join me in a moment of sadness as we go into a full memorial video for Panda Hobby.
Welcome to CK4RC.
Welcome back to the channel. Feeling a little morose today. As this video is a little overdue. A few months back, Panda Hobbies announced that they were going to have to go out of business, unfortunately. And it was a big bummer for me because I had seen Panda Hobby models on the shelf in my local hobby shop and I never pulled the trigger on picking one up. So as they announced they're going out of business, they also announced 50% off all remaining inventory. So, not being able to pass up a great deal, I went ahead and I snagged up a couple models while I still could to be able to have and test and and just be able to remember a little bit of a good brand in the hobby. So I went ahead and I went with these two models. I went with a 18 scale Tetra X2X is what it is. Went with the yellow one. Actually, I didn't go with the yellow one. This is what they sent me because they ran out of what I really wanted was that black and red one right there that looks awesome, but they didn't have that one. So I was trying to get the red and white one, and that one ran out before they were able to send me this one. But I am not mad. That yellow and white, that is a classic looking truck. And then I have plenty of 24 scales, and that's kind of why I never pulled the trigger on a Tetra. Honestly, I didn't even know they did 18 scales. But I don't have plenty of 6x6s yet. I do have the Atlas 6x6, which is 18 scale, and then I went ahead and I picked up this 24 scale Tetra 24 6x6. And then I'm sure at some point in the near future I'll be adding an Arctos 6x6 because that thing looks awesome. But anyway, back to the Panda Hobbies. Sorry for the little cough. I got a little something right here, tickle in the throat. So I went with the Tetra 24 6x6. And we'll break this thing down and we'll see what Panda had to offer. Went with the black only RC shirt just because I'm feeling really morose. You know, just super sad. It is a bummer to see any brand go out of business. This isn't a large hobby to begin with, so whenever you lose competitors in the marketplace, it's not good for the brand. So super sad to see it go, but I'm looking forward to testing these things out and we'll see kind of where they stand. So let's get into these a little bit and start to break them down. We'll do some test drives and see how they compare to some other 18 scale. Another reason I went with the 18 scale on the 4x4 is because 18 scale has quickly become my favorite scale. With the Ascent 18, the Evo Pro, the Fury Wagon, those rigs are just incredible trucks. A little bit more capable than the 24 scale, of course, but still very manageable to run anywhere you want to run them. So I'm a huge fan of the 18 scale, so when I saw that Panda had an 18 scale, I had to snag one. So some of the features that I want to point out, it does have controllable lights is what it says right here, and it says F and R, so I'm assuming it's front and rear. I don't know why else it would say F and R. You got any ideas? I don't. That's why I'm going with front and rear. Alloy oil damper. It's talking about the shocks, and I don't know if you can see in there or not, but those shocks, try to get that glare, those are clearly oil-filled shocks. Very nice. Ready to run, of course. Four-wheel drive crawler, we get it, 2.4 gig, great. Li-ion battery, sounds good, and it comes with a USB charger. It has a 3-speed electronic switch, LED, and remote shifting. We'll see what that's about. So, that's enough blabbing from this guy. See if we can get this box open. Shall we? Maybe. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna have to start working out again just so I can open these boxes. Oh, this one's just falling apart on me. Oh, it's okay, because I'm not going to be using this box for anything anyway. All right, That's a good looking truck. That is a good looking truck. I'm gonna assume that the transmitter's in there. That 2.4 gig transmitter that everybody likes to brag about. Gotta assume that's in there. Almost hit myself with a box, but I didn't. It was close. You know what they say? Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. I told my 11-year-old that the other day, and he was confused. Need to get him up to speed on old man jargon, you know? Anyway. Ooh, this is the transmitter. Not bad. They got zip ties on everything. Goodness gracious, Panda. Might have dug into your profit margins just from so much excessive material. Good night. This right here, though, make sure I don't stab myself with that. Nice foam wheel on the transmitter. There's a light button up there. There's a shift button. I don't know if you can see the sticker very well, but that's the little shift diagram. We got channel 1, which is, it appears to be steering reverse. Maybe it's throttle reverse, I can't tell. Dual rate. I don't even know what this channel 1, it goes from 3210, 123. Not sure what that is. We'll figure that out. Comes with 4 AA's in here. That, oh, okay, there's plastic on one end. Oh, that seems kind of bizarre to me. I feel like the batteries would just kind of dwindle down over time. But, I don't know, maybe since it's not making complete contact to close the circuit, maybe that makes it okay. I don't know. Got any battery engineers watching right now? If you know how batteries work, let me know. This one way or the other, I'm going to get this part out. It's something. I just don't know what. I was right. It is something. In the world is this? It's a... Well, hot dog! It's a banner. You know what? I'll hang that up on my course. Unfortunately, they're out of business, but dang, that's a nice add-in. Panda Hobby, I like it. I like it. All right. Let's see if I can just stand that up back there for a minute. Nice little bonus. I like it. I don't know if it normally comes with that or if that was just included just because they're trying to get rid of stuff or what. So this one, USB charger, we got a T-wrench, we got an Allen wrench, and then we got, looks like some shock preloaders in here, collars, whatever you want to call those things. Let's see if I can do some damage on these zip ties. There we go. Okay, here's the battery. 700 milliamp, 2-cell Li-ion battery. Okay, and it's Panda Hobby branded. You can see the Panda up there in that corner. Cool, sounds good. Get rid of that, don't need that. Okay, I see some lights dangling. Don't totally know where they go right now, other than somewhere on the truck, you know what I mean? All right, it does have body posts, or body clips. Not the biggest fan of body clips, but what are you gonna do? It does have a true 4-link suspension front and rear with those oil-filled shocks. They do feel a little empty right now, so I'll have to give those a little bit of oil, but I've got plenty of that laying around. So cool, and it's got the light bar up top. It kind of gives me a old, I don't know if I'm gonna get the model right, but like a late 80s, early 90s maybe Dodge, was it Dodge Dakota pickup, grill pickup, or maybe it's a Ram even, I don't know. Dodge guys, drop it down below. What's that look like to you? Or am I just way off? Does it not look like a Dodge front end at all? I think it does. I think it looks like a kind of a late model Dodge pickup truck. Maybe Dakota, maybe a Ram. That part I'm not too sure on. I'm not a big Dodge guy, so it could be wrong. There's a crease in the body, so that's unfortunate. But good looking truck. tire compound is not bad. They're a little stiff with the inserts, and they're a little on the smaller side. I think these are about 50 millimeter diameter, if I remember reading on the box properly. But yeah, not a bad looking truck at all. I like that. I like where we're starting. It's got these mirrors. I'm gonna say there's probably 100% chance these are gonna be broken off pretty quickly. Time will tell. So there's the 18 scale. Let's see what this 6x6 is all about. And again, it has the same stuff. So I'm not gonna go through the box with you again. We already went through it. If you want to hear it again, you can rewind it and hear it from the beginning. Otherwise, I'm just not going to do that. So, okay, here we go. There's just stuff. Okay, we got nope, transmitter's a little bit different, so we'll get that out and check that out here in a sec. Got another little box in here. I wonder if there's another banner in there. I'm going to assume that, yeah, maybe, probably. Okay, cool. Owner's manual, stickers. Oh, maybe there's not a banner in here. No banner with the 6x6. Got to go 18 scale to get that banner. But we do have USB charger. We've got a couple AA batteries in here. Allen wrench, T-wrench, some of the preload shock collars. Shock collars, I think those are something different. I think those are the things that PETA's like, don't use those. I don't know. So, all right, so yeah, this is actually different. Where'd I put it? It's standing right in front of me. Okay, so here's the 18 scale. Here's the 24 scale. So you can see the base on the 18 scale is quite a bit bigger. The footprint, I mean, just noticeably bigger. That's kind of a big deal, I guess, a big difference, I suppose. Kind of get it down there. I mean, that's noticeably bigger. I will say this, the 18 scale still feels good in the hand, like not too big, whereas the 18 scale feels really nice also. It does have a foam wheel. We do have the steering trim, the throttle trim. We've got low, medium, and high. Steering reverse, throttle reverse, and then a steering dual rate. And it looks like that goes from 6 all the way down to 0. And then there is a channel 3 up here. I wonder if that's for the lights, probably. That'd be my guess. So yeah, so we'll check that stuff out. Not a bad looking little transmitter. Let's get this guy out and see what the 6x6 is talking about. Try not to, oh goodness. I'm breaking everything. I'm trying not to cut my face off with the knife because I'm just not being very smart with how I'm using it. And I just ripped the whole, oh, it's okay. It's magnets. It's okay. That's fine. Let's see if I can get the truck. It's jammed down in here real bad. It shifted during transportation, you know? There we go. Okay. So here we go. We got 6 wheels on here. It does have beadlock wheels. Now it does say that the front tires are weighted, whereas the rear tires are not, for better performance. And that is smart. I like that. This also has a 700 milliamp Li-ion battery. Okay, all right. Okay, and all right. It's got a 51 turn motor down here. Not too bad. Running portals on the 6x6. What about the 18? I didn't even look at that. 18, we're running straight axles. Okay. All right, but we are running portals on the 6x6. So, and the pumpkin on there, the diff cover is looking nice and high, nice and tight with the axle. So getting some good ground clearance there with that. I like what I'm seeing here. The more I see, the more disappointed I am that Panda is no longer with us. So that's actually a pretty big bummer. I will notice that this steering servo, the ears, are getting caught up pretty bad on the frame whenever I come at an angle with the suspension. So that's not real smooth. But what are you gonna do? No truck is perfect. And if it was perfect, I probably wouldn't be doing this video this way. But then yeah, it's also got, it's not a Power Wagon body. It's kind of a G-Wagon, Mercedes G-Wagon looking extended, like you'd see in like Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Man, some strong magnets on there too. Wow. It's got the light bar on top again. Full-size spare on the back. The other thing that I noticed too, and I really like this, the lights are connected to the batteries. So there's no connectors keeping the body attached to the frame. So if something comes loose, it's not dangling by wires. Really smart design. I really like the way that this is laid out and presented. Let's get some batteries charged up and get these things out on the course and get some test runs going. Huh? Let's do that. Well, the weather has been pretty craptastic for way too long now. Seriously, let's get that fixed. So I'm not gonna be able to take these out on the course, but what I do get to do is take advantage of some of my new indoor modular obstacles. So that's what I'm gonna do. First, as you can see, I've learned my lesson a little bit. I got some sticky mat down here. So that will hopefully help keep the obstacles from sliding around. Now, I am gonna be using the crawler tracks obstacles from the Hanger RC, and I do have some sticky padding that they sent me, a grip kit, but that is still curing right now. It is self-adhesive. I didn't have to glue it on or anything else. It's self-adhesive. It's really simple and easy to use. I think it's going to be a fantastic upgrade, especially for as slick as this table is. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and start turning stuff on, because this is what we're here for. I love the magnetic mounting system of this body. Okay, the LED is solid. It was flashing a second ago. I didn't show you that, but it's solid now. First, got to check the modulation. It's got the throttle reverse. I don't want throttle reverse. Where's throttle? There we go. This is labeled wrong. So it's got to be in reverse setting to go forward when you pull the pistol grip. So it's kind of a big attention to detail, Panda Hobbies. So things are starting to add up a little bit, unfortunately. But let's check this slow crawl modulation. It's a little quick. A little quick. That's about as slow as I can get it to go, though. Reverse. Reverse actually seems to be a little bit better. Steering angle. Not bad. Check the speed here. So we do have on high setting. I wonder if I drop that down to low, does that do anything for the low end? Maybe a little bit, actually. Interesting. All right, back up to high. What kind of punch do we have? That's not bad. That's not bad for a 24 scale. I can get behind that. So let's check out the pipeline first. Got to get all the pieces to come with me over here. Check out the pipeline first. This is probably the easiest obstacle that I have from Hanger Tracks. From Crawler Tracks. It is the most narrow, so it does require the most precision and patience, which I think we already know that is not a strong suit for me. But yeah, let's see what happens. This extra long wheelbase with the 6x6 is not being very helpful with how long this obstacle is, but whatever. steering's reversed too. Goodness gracious. I fear that this 6x6 wheelbase on the more challenging obstacles may work against me a little bit more than what I'd like. But for the pipeline, getting some pretty cool flex with the axles there, if you can see that. I like that a little bit. That's always the best part about a 6x6 is seeing the three axles flex independently a little bit. But there we go. That was easy enough. No real challenge there for the Tetra 124 Tetra 6x6. That's what we're running here with the portal axles. And I can run a little bit more speed if I want, because I think we all know crawlers all about speed. Yeah? No. Anyway, handled the pipeline with ease. That's what I was expecting to see, and that's what I saw. So that's a win for the Tetra 6x6. Moving on to the frame bender. Got to move the 18 scale. I had that just propped up there for display purposes. Now the frame bender, I think this is going to cause some problems, but we'll see. Here we go. Okay, it mounted that easier than I would have expected, or easier than I did expect, if I'm being perfectly honest. Now it's not wanting to handle this little gap right here. Let's try this again. I'm going to see if I can come from a different approach angle and see if I can get that second axle mounted before it starts sliding. Yeah, there we go. When in doubt, throttle out, buddy. Now, it did throw me off course a little bit, so I'm trying to steer and correct that. Actually, that worked, and I wasn't sure if it was going to or not. Let's flip it around here. You know what? I mean, there's more buttons. What's this channel 3 button do? Lights. I didn't even have the lights on. No wonder I failed the first time. I couldn't see where I was going. Got the lights on now, though. Here we go. I'm going to be hitting this extreme mount right there. Oh, well, that actually handled that a lot easier than I expected. You can hear it rubbing on the frame a little bit. Pulling that third axle up. The 24 scale Tetra 6x6. Wow. I was not expecting it to clear this obstacle, if I'm being perfectly honest. But it did. So good on you, Panda Hobby. Okay, all right. Set that one down. And now let's bring in the Wave. Now this guy, this is going to test all the flex. And with this being a 6x6, we'll see what happens. It's actually doing well. This long wheelbase, it just gives it that stability. That was way easier than I expected it to be, if I'm being totally honest, and I don't know why I wouldn't be. So let's bring it back, see how it does the opposite direction with some different angles. It does do a good job of pulling that third axle on up. So good on you, Tetra 6x6. Now this is one of those different angles that I was talking about a second ago. See if I can kind of wiggle my way out of this. When in doubt, throttle out. Remember that? I said it like 45 seconds ago. And just like that though, I'm right back on track. And the Tetra 6x6, that's a pass. The Tetra 6x24 scale 6x6 just cleared all 3 of my crawler tracks indoor obstacles. And that, oh, there's the lights. You guys, you didn't get to see the lights, but there's the lights. on the front right there, and the third channel on the controller just turns them on and off. That's nice. And then in reverse, try not to do this and rip out my arm hair. Oh, I'm getting some flashing. I don't know why it's flashing. Why are you flashing? But when you go in reverse, you do get some taillight action. I'm not sure what's happening here with the front lights. They're flat. Oh, I'm getting a stroke. If you're epileptic, look away. What? Why is that happening? I don't want that. Okay, they're solid again. Evidently, there's just different modes, and it cycles through the modes if you turn them off and turn them back on. So there's the regular flash, and then the disco dance mode. That's just a cool feature I didn't know existed. But yeah, so there we go. The 24 scale Tetra 6x6 did it. Not bad at all. Well, with an unfortunate turn of events, the Tetra 18 scale isn't going to work. So I don't know if this is indicative of the Panda Hobbies brand, or if I just got a dud. But I'm getting nothing out of this. And that is very unfortunate, because I was really looking forward to testing this, especially after I saw how capable the 6x6 was. That really shocked me. And so I was really hopeful for the 18 scale, because honestly, the 18 scale that's where it's been for me lately. I have really enjoyed the 18 scales that I've been running. And I even have another battery with a similar connector, or with the same connector. So I tried a different battery just to see if it was, maybe the first one was dead, which I knew that I had charged it, so I knew that wasn't the case, but maybe it was just a bad battery. I've used this one before. I know it's a good one, and nothing. No steering, no throttle. So I'm wondering if either the transmitter is not bound properly and I can mess with that a little bit, or if the ESC receiver is fried. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna have to tinker around with that a little bit. But again though, like it came from the factory. The tail light was out. This taillight lens was popped out and loose in the box. I almost threw it away because I didn't even know it was part of the truck. But I found that this it won't stay in place. So I don't know. Without being more familiar with the brand, I hope that this isn't normal, but also I don't really think it matters because they're gone. So if I can't get it running, I'm just out of luck. So all I can say at this point is, if you're at a flea market or a swap meet and you see a Panda Hobby Tetra, make sure it works, and if so, give it a shot. You should be able to get a good deal on one. And so if it runs, cool. If it doesn't, well, then don't do it. But there we go. That's it for the review. Hit the quadfecta before you go. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Keep doing RC stuff, and I'll see you next time.